it like that. You know me, I got the bars and I be coming on the attack. I'm the gift, baby. It's the gift.
I thought you was going another way with it. I'm glad you did.
I know. Let's go. Woo! We back, goddamn!
Oh my goodness. A little shimmy.
Hey, welcome back here to Real Comic Book Talk, where I'm tatted up only a little bit, but not too much. You've always your boy Ant-Man, your boy Al over here. We're here to talk about, y'all seen the thumbnail. That's the title of the thing. We're talking about Jupiter's Legacy getting canceled. Mm-hmm. We also have a new show. It's going to be Mark Miller's Super Crooks. We'll get into that later with Daniel because he know more about that than I do. Yeah. So we'll wait to Daniel and let him talk about all that. We're mostly going to focus on cancellation of Jupiter's Legacy because it kind of deserved it, in my opinion. I don't know about you, Al.
They've run other seasons of worse shows.
I know. All right, so all right. Okay, so here's the question: do you believe it deserved to get canceled?
Nah, I don't.
Why not?
I mean, pretty much because of what I just said. I mean, they gave Iron Fist a second season, and that was worse than Jupiter's Legacy.
That's a solid answer. I can't. God,
I mean,
can't deny that one.
And it's more of a personal preference because I do like you said, I want to see Sky Fox. I want to see what his powers are. I want to see what his son does. The one thing I hate when they cancel a show that I've invested time in is that there's no answers. So I sit up here and I'm like, dang, I was watching American Gods. I got halfway through the season. They canceled it. Why I'm gonna get super excited for? It's no point. Yeah. So yeah.
That's a solid answer. I'm gonna say this. I'm not all that surprised it got canceled.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but
should have got canceled. I never believe a show unless you're like in humans bad deserves to get canceled after the first season. Yeah. Like you got to be that kind of trash to get canceled in the first season.
Right.
But it shouldn't have got canceled. But I understand why you dragged it out. You dragged that origin story. You dragged it out to the point where I was like, yo, just shut up and get the powers already. Bro, you're crazy, then you're not crazy, and you're crazy again. I was like, man, just shut up. Get the powers.
I agree. That was the one thing that annoyed me about Jupiter's Landing the most was how you see this guy talking to himself. You see him, he's drawing pictures of his dead dad, face half in a windmill, and he's showing you time and time again that he's crazy. But you just keep saying, oh, we're just going to believe him a little more. But then his brother sits up here and says, oh, you always got everything you want. And you still giving him everything he wants because he wants to go to the island and you're okay with it. In my understanding, I think that if they had a second season, I think they, like you said, the origin story would be over. I know. So I think it would have picked up.
It should have took, how long was that show? Eight episodes. The origin story should have took 4 of them. And you should have been finding out what was going on in different people. Like, for all of a sudden, it was only, 7 people with powers in the beginning?
Yeah.
7? Yeah. It was only 7 of them. How's everybody else getting these powers?
Well, I think now, because I thought about that, was when they touched the things on the island and that burst, and then you saw the black captain had he started like glowing. So I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense because that means you made all these people do all this so you give everybody powers or a lot of people. Because once they touched it and then the light burst out and like I said, the captain he started glowing. I'm like maybe that's distributed. They distributed powers all over the world all of a sudden. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but
I mean,
that's all I could think of.
Still stupid. I wanted to figure out with the kids. I needed to know what's his name? The person he was just like his best friend, pretty much like the brother he really picked.
George.
I want to know why George turned on him. Mm-hmm. I mean,
that's what he was going. He was going to be the main villain in the second season. No, his brother was going. Ooh, they was going to drag that out.
Yeah, they were.
They was going to drag.
The dragging out was what got the show canceled because. there was so much in it. They kept hitting all this different stuff in the past. And I'm like, okay, I'm interested in that. Let's see what's going on. And then I would go back to this old school 1930s.
Well, you don't
Great
like that
Depression.
anyway.
I don't. I really don't. But if you're gonna do it right. And it just felt like I was watching this other channel. Shout out to Grace Randolph for Beyond the Trailer. She's like, it's like an old Turner classic, and she really loved it. I was like, I don't like old time movies, so
That
explains
explains. Yeah, that explains why you don't like you don't like when they go back in time. To a certain point, you don't like when they go back. Like this was the Great Depression time, and he hates that. So
I was like, I don't care about it. We moved on. We're moving forward. Like this is, I don't. And then if you're gonna do it, that's fine. I won't make too much of a fuss about it. But if you're gonna keep me there for 8 hours, well, all right, let's cut it down to medium. It's 8 episodes. Half the episodes were in the past 4 hours. Let's call it like that. 3.5 to 4 hours. I'm in this, and it looks like an old time thing, and I'm just like, yo, oh my gosh, I'm stuck here, and it's not even that great of a story. First of all, there's no consequences because I know all you guys came out with powers, so it's not like, oh my gosh, who's gonna make it or not. I know all y'all gonna make it.
Mm-hmm. Well, except for the guy with the wand, who George's son all of a sudden had it. So I'm assuming George must have killed him.
But I knew that the original, because this was the origin story for the original heroes.
That's what he was the guy they picked up from the ocean. He's nowhere to be found either. Him and George.
I don't know.
So
I really don't know what you're talking about.
You know the guy who had the thing and was like Canada, and then he go to Canada?
Yeah, I know. George, that's what's his name?
George's son.
Yeah.
Remember at the end where the guy, he said, they were like, I don't know why you're the only one who has a wand. And he was the doctor. You don't remember?
I remember the doctor because
he had the wand.
Because he was supposed to be gay. He's the gay character.
Yeah, because he had a wand, and now George's son has it. Yeah, you probably missed it.
I missed it. I'm not gonna lie, I missed it. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care because you spent too fucking. Oh, I wasn't supposed to cuss. You spent too long in that where it got to a point where it just came benign. I just did not care at all.
Right.
I just did not care. I'm like, please get this over with so we can move forward.
All right, let me ask you this: if they did the origin story in the first 2 episodes, and then just left it alone,
no problem.
You'd have been alright with that?
I would have been perfect. 3 episodes. I would be good with 4.
Right.
I would be good with 4. And then another.
Would it have kept your interest?
By the time I would have gave up on it, it would have been over. So I'd be fine.
Right.
But another thing this show really had a lack of, which probably would have helped it not get canceled, is a lack of action.
Yeah.
They had a decent action scene in the first episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you didn't have any other action until the last episode. Mm-hmm. When they were fighting the same freaking villain. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can understand the dialogue and all that stuff. But it felt like the first Godzilla movie. When they would never show you the fight in the beginning of the whole movie.
Yeah, they show you them.
The
they
aftermath.
Show them about the
they show you about the fight.
Like that, yeah.
Then they show you the aftermath for the city being destroyed. Mm-hmm. That was exactly what was happening in Jupiter's Legacy. They're like, oh no, there's a fight. And I'm going to go over to help. And then when it was over and done with,
they never showed it. Somebody was dead or about to die.
Or y'all have a conversation about the rules and stuff. Like, can I see the fight though? Can I see somebody get smacked around? I saw 3 fights in that whole episode, that whole series. It was 2 in the first episode and 1 at the end. And the first one in the episode got ended in like 30 seconds when what's his name? Dude, the whole show's about his entire family pretty much.
Utopia's son.
Yeah, Utopian. Utopian's son is getting smacked around. The Utopian came, took out in 8 seconds. That was it. And I'm like, okay, that's one fight, but at least I'm getting some action.
Right.
Nope. You can't have a superhero show have a lack of action. It's just not gonna happen. Maybe a villain show, because the Joker did it, but that last 15 minutes was just so great that it kind of didn't really matter.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Now, do you have another reason why you think the show got canceled? Mine was the action.
Right. The lack I think that people did just get tired. People's attention span is so small now that it's like, I mean, I hate number one, if you're the strongest superhero and you're doing all this whining, I mean, you whining about everything. You killed somebody. It was to save you. I don't care. What do you mean you don't care?
And it was funny because he jumped down his throat the second it was over. Like, he didn't give a chance to, like, breathe, like, wrap his head around. He's like, you could have threw him to the... He's like, he's about to go nuclear. You could have flew him into space. Could have did all. I was like...
I ain't gonna fake, though.
He's new.
For them to be heroes and they be alive for 90 years and all that, they're horrible fighters. One dude messed up like 10 people. I'm like, that's why you need training.
I was waiting for you to finish. Yeah. I was sitting there holding my tongue.
That's why you need training.
That's a difference.
Right there.
Yeah, that's when you get your powers and you're already stronger than everybody else.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get trained. You just kind of walk in and you can just smack people around. And when people finally get as strong as you over 90 years.
That's what it costs. That's what we need in Superman. That's exactly what we need in Superman. You're so stronger than everybody. Superman doesn't train like that.
Not at all.
He doesn't train. Oh, I'm just so strong. I'm just going to take all these punches. You need constant. And then all of a sudden, when you find somebody who's stronger than you, all of a sudden you got some combat skills. No, you don't. Yeah. You never train. That was. I'm sorry. I went on the Superman rant. I apologize, but
this is another version of Superman. Yeah. He literally has all the powers of Superman.
He literally does, and he uses literally none of them.
I just seen him flying punch.
That's it.
They said he had laser eyes.
He was about to. I think he was gonna let his son die. I think he was gonna let him die. The way that it looked, and then
he said, "I wasn't gonna let him kill you. Why'd you take so long?"
Exactly.
Why'd you take so long?
It shouldn't even have been ever. Once he showed you his neck, it should have been over. It should have been done. It should have been no other problem. If your son was being held by a superhero and said, "You have to kill me,"
you did. You absolutely did. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
It's not even a second.
So you good? Baby boy, you good? Yeah, you was not Nope.
Forget this code. Man, we'll get another code.
Yeah, code. It reminds me of this commercial I keep seeing every time I click a YouTube video about this girl. Like, I was born in 1996, and so much changed with technology. Shouldn't our rules for the internet change with it? And I just keep thinking, 1930, brother. Times have changed. Shouldn't your code change with the times? I mean,
he was just so stuck on it. I mean,
like Batman, it's the same thing with Batman and not killing the Joker. Like, bro, he's got to die. How many graveyards does this man have to fill for you to realize there's no rehabilitation? He has to go. Because if he lives another week, that's another week where he can kill half your... I can't believe Gotham keeps getting people. I keep getting people to tour stuff. I would be gone. If you lived in Gotham,
I'd have been moved.
You would have moved.
I'd have been moved.
Like,
if I'm in any city where there's a super villain population,
it wouldn't even be about that. Because in DC Universe, there's a villain everywhere because everybody needs a rose garden.
Right.
But if I go over there in Coastal City, is that where Flash is?
No.
Central City, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Central City.
Coastal City is a Green Lantern. If I go to Central City, right, I'm gonna be good with the Tinkerer and everybody. But I'm not worried about that. They robbing banks and all that kind. I'm not worried about that. I'm in Gotham where Joker is literally filling graveyards. I probably got family members there. How many times has that city been under siege?
Right.
Like legit siege.
Yeah.
No, I work at the post office. I can go anywhere and deliver mail. I'm gonna be gone. I'm
gonna be gone. Yeah.
Never go to Gotham, baby. But I don't know how we got back to that.
I know we went all the way off track.
Jupiter's Legacy. Now I have a bunch of questions that are never going to get answered unless I go read the book.
Story of my life.
Yeah, that's the one thing good about comic book shows. If they get canceled,
you can watch.
Always go read the comics.
Yeah. That and anime. You always got manga or comics. Yeah. You can always know what happens if you decide to read. Yeah. So.
Now, if they're loosely based, good luck. But if they're really based on it...
loosely based, you sure.
Like Invincible, even though it's not getting canceled, we got to maneuver 2 more seasons.
I feel like they just want to say, you know what? Take 2 more seasons on top of that.
I do. But I mean, just go finish the whole series.
Exactly.
But they can't do it like that. But they go to.
Yeah, just the whole series.
But I forgot about it. Just go, if you want to know what happened, just go read the books.
Yeah.
You ain't getting the show back.
No.
Sad. Stuff like
they should at least gave it 2 seasons. Personally.
Yeah.
But they pulled the plug so quick. You think because of Iron Fist and everybody else, every season, like, the viewership went down. Do you think that it made them pull the plug quicker?
Well, no, I think that the fact that back when Iron Fist and Daredevil and all that, they didn't have as much of like Netflix wasn't spending nowhere near the amount of money it is now on original content. So now that something's not working, they're not going to keep spending on it because they got so much other stuff they got to fund. And plus they have a 10-year contract with Mark Miller. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, we cancel this show, and immediately they say, yeah, we got Super Crooks. We're gonna do live action and some animated stuff. And Mark Miller, you know, he has bangers.
Yeah, he do.
He has legit bangers, so you'll be perfectly fine. This one, I don't think the problem was. Let me say this: the problem with Jupiter's Legacy wasn't the characters, the acting, the skills, anything like that. None of the actors, nothing they performed was wrong. The problem with it was the execution from the writing standpoint. The fact that we were stuck in the past for so long and not really getting any answers and just got drawn out for 8 episodes was just, and then the lack of action was just such a distraught, and it make you like, hey, nobody really came out with any good reviews. There were some critics that came out, but like the people that really watch a show that make it worthwhile, like me and Al and any other regular person, like, man, I ain't watching it. I ain't gonna keep watching it.
Look, just to put it simple, if you have a superhero show, you need to show more superhero powers
and action.
And action. I mean, you do, not just out of a whim. I mean, there's so much more that you could do with the superpowers. I mean, Utopian can do all this extra stuff, and he chooses actually not to really do anything.
All I seen with Liberty was fly. Look good in a suit.
It seemed like she was the same as Omni-Man. They seemed like they got the same powers.
You mean,
yeah. I'm sorry.
Everybody loves Invincible.
Yeah, I watched Mark get his butt whipped like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, and he was in my mind. So anyway.
So yeah, Jupiter's Legacy is gone. Mm-hmm. I did want to see what happened because I was interested with not with the origin, but the rest of the past, like the kids and how they got to live their lives and all that stuff. But it's gone. Yeah. Hopefully those actors can get different jobs because.
Well, I know the main character. He's been in a lot of stuff. Yeah. So, but that's and Liberty. They both been in a lot of stuff. But everybody else, good luck.
I mean, they've been probably in stuff. I just don't care. And now you're in the same boat as October Faction. So think about that, writers. All right, that's all I'll tell you next time, everybody. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Please, I mean, it's free. Y'all don't. Yeah. It's literally free. If y'all want to see more videos, that's all you got to do. Mm-hmm. You subscribe, you like, you comment, you tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Mm-hmm. And
we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Really.
Be on the lookout because we got we trying to get some interviews lined up. And we're thinking about going to BlurCon. COVID's really scared me. Yeah. Even though I'm fully vaccinated. I don't know if anybody else is. Yeah. But that's all I'll tell you next time. We out. Deuces!
Yeah. We in the club, we partying. We in the club, we partying. Yeah. How much ice you got? I don't know.
Get it all, this man.
I cannot mess like I am the ace. Electrocute you, then I leave you with aftershock. Getting angry, then I turn her incredible hog. Buy it in bulk, chop it down like you one of them stars. Take your girls, then I turn her into shawl from Xenoblade.